Developing nation, developed nation. When I was in college, I had a political science professor. I went to the University of Arizona. We had talked about a core periphery system. We had talked about the core, the periphery from a trade standpoint, from a supply chain standpoint. Somehow the conversation shifted to developed, developing, to rich, poor, to first world, third world. And I did go back and have a conversation and asked him about this. And he said, this is the perception that has shifted. This is the perception that, oh, look at them over there. Look at us and look at them. We have our process. Oh, look, they look at their process. They're still learning. It's not true. So this professor, he made a very good point. He said, if you keep it with trade, then you will see much clearly the economic paradigm shift that is occurring around the world. Some of the richest countries in the world in the 90s and the 80s are now 40, 50, 20, $10 trillion in debt. Some of the richest countries in the world are now having their debt bought by countries that at one point were developing nations and now are no longer. You now have countries that were one time seen as developing nations that are now loaning out as much money as the World Bank to some of the other countries. You see economic diversification from these countries that at one point were called third world nations or developing nations. We have to get rid of this term developed and developing. And I'm guilty of it too. Don't get me wrong. I'm guilty of it too. But it is very much this case where I think you have to understand this. We have to keep it in trade terms. Keep it as core periphery or whatever language you want to use, but keep it in trade terms, in terms of the supply chain. You start seeing and understanding who the real leaders are. For example, Indonesia is emerging as a top economy in the world. They are the leading source of nickel in the world. Nickel is used for everything from batteries to manufacturing and beyond. So you start seeing some of the rare earth minerals, some of the precious minerals that these countries have, and that's how they're being valued by that. And then we also have to talk about the fact that, and we have to acknowledge that this global economic shift is occurring. And you want proof, take a look at where these nations that were once called the richest nations in the world, where is their money going? It is not going to each other. It is not going to Japan. It's not going to UK. It's not going to Spain, to France. It's not going to the US. It's going to Kenya. It's going to Egypt. It's going to Tanzania. It's going to Uganda. It's going to Rwanda. It's going to South Africa. It's going to Argentina. It's going to Peru. It's going to Ecuador. You start seeing my point, that it is starting to, there's a shift occurring, and that's very important.